What's going on, everybody? It's your boy David A. Nelson here, coming from Nelson's Originals at the Information for Your Soul studio, representing the 414, showing love to everybody out there. I would like to thank y'all for visiting, and we're going to just jump right into it. Special guest here on the show today, and with no introduction needed, but we're going to introduce them anyway. From LBC 414, representing hard all the time. Throw the biggest and some of the dopest bashes that be going down in the city. Mr. Get It Out the Mud. Um, yeah, my man DB, Danny Beard. What's happening, fam?
Oh man, just chilling, man. I appreciate you bringing me on your podcast today. This information for your soul. I'm here with my main man Dave, aka Red LBC Finest, man. First and foremost, man, I appreciate you for having me a host on your show today, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. It's a blessing to have you here, man. Um, I've been seeing you rock through these streets, man, for a while, man, on a real positive tip. We go way back to even when, when I was young, man, we used to be trying to do our rap, and he was like, dang, man, I'll give you $5, man, spit that. Let me hear you spit that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, we was out there trying to be young wildcats, and we was trying to hang with y'all, you know what I'm saying? But y'all always try to keep us more on the straight and narrow path. Y'all ain't never really just try to send us off to have us do wild stuff like that, man. Like, even now at 40, when I see you, it's like, it's great because I already know you're doing something positive. But people out here, you always been directing people in that proper way. So, you know.
Yeah, man. I just try to be inspirational for people that's up under me, even people my age, man. Because everybody always looking for inspiration, man. I just want to be a pillar of the community that's that can provide that inspiration and motivation to other people, man. So sometimes, man, you got to carry yourself in a certain way, man, because you never know who looking up to you, who looking at you, and who modeling themselves at you. So you always want to carry yourself in a most high regard.
Definitely, man, definitely. I know that's something that I definitely take a lot of attention and energy. I say I put a lot of attention and energy into representing who I am properly. You know what I'm saying? Because where we came from and where we're going, what we're doing is a big factor in that. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope because everybody can use a little something. I remember when we used to try to make it in the game, man, with the music and the poetry and all that. You know what I'm saying? CMO was out there popping.
Yeah, club members only. Club members only.
Man,
Call me when you're lonely.
Yeah, man, represent, man, for sure. I kept my like, thank you.
I
was there. I was there with all that,
man.
You
right there in the forefront when it was in the making.
Man, and it was just such a wonderful movement at the time, man. And real talk, like that's what really helped mold a lot of things around 15th Street, LBC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was the neighborhood, man. We was a family over there.
Right.
And even as we get older, we still a family, like, you know what I'm saying? So
right. Most of my relationships and ties came back from the Boys and Girls Club. It molded me to be the person I am today. I want to just pay homage to the people before me, man, because if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be sitting right here today because I've been through a lot throughout the course of my life, but I stayed on the course, man. I never gave up and I never gave in to the worldly things. Even though I may have played the streets, I still took time out, to educate myself, go through college and stuff, but I never wanted to steer people that looked up to me in the wrong facet, So it was a lot of great people and pioneers before me that really kind of kept me on that path, man. And, I definitely want to pay homage to them. I think a lot of times, today, people don't want to pay homage or they really don't know your story. So they look at you in a certain way, like this person ain't been through nothing. But, we all got a story to tell. And what's the best way to tell a story? Is through information. Through information, like you say, information for your soul. So, it's a lot of information that can be given to people, if they really take out the time to listen and understand the history of other people and where they was and where they at today. Like me seeing you growing up, coming up under me, man, I always would respect you. I might was the OG, but, me being the OG, I still got to respect people up under me, man. Just because you get that title, that don't mean you don't respect the people up under you. You got to respect everybody, each and everybody, man. I saw you coming up and where you at today, man. I gotta tell you, man, I'm very proud of the movement and everything that you're doing today, man. I think what you got going on is great. I can see great things for you down the line, man, and just continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it for sure. So yeah, man. Let me just ask you a couple things about about your, you know what I'm saying, what got you here today? Like, is there anything like from like what would the younger DB tell the older? I mean, the older DB tell the younger DB. You know what I'm saying? As far as where you came from then and what you had going on versus where you at now and what you probably could have rerouted. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the older DB would tell the younger DB, if I knew what I knew back then, what I know now, I would be in a better place. But
Right.
you know, one thing about life, man, God makes no mistakes, man. We all got choices and decisions. You can't fault other people for the decisions you make. You can't blame your city because your city didn't make you do the things that you did or didn't make you go down that path that you chose to go. So, you know, it's a lot of paths that, you know, I took down the course of my life, man, whether they was good or bad or indifferent. But it made me who I am today. You know, I did the streets. I played the streets. You know, I used to be out in the streets getting money. Then, you know, I played basketball, played football, you know, but I never, you know, got off course of the big picture that lied ahead. And, you know, even though I went through some trials and tribulations throughout the course of my life, I never let that define the person who I am. You know, everything that I've been through in life really made me who I am today. So, you know, a lot of people, you know, they may go through some things and, you know, they'll give up, man. And, you know, you can't give up, man. You know, like you got abundance of life, man. As long as you wake up every day, you got a choice. You got a chance, choice, and a decision to make on how to better yourself as a man or as a person in general.
Yeah. I got a tattoo on my arm that say every day above ground is a day of opportunities to take advantage. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Like tomorrow ain't promised to none of us. So exactly what like you were saying, you know, you gotta always keep that motivation and always push yourself to do better. You know what I'm saying? Live for the day, make tomorrow better than yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And,
yes, sir.
And that's like some of the dopest shit you can do in the world is take care of yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna help anybody else? You know what I'm saying? So I know I like the saying where they say smart people learn from their own mistakes, wise people learn from other mistakes. But at the same time, it's like you can't control what you go through.
Right.
So sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you gotta coach yourself. Like I ain't never know my pop. You know what I'm saying? So like my brothers and you know what I'm saying, fellas like y'all was the mold for me. So I had to learn from a lot of my own mistakes first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Watching other people go through it. I saw some stuff, but you know, when you young, you know, you young and naive.
Right.
As I get older, man, looking back, like if I was to ask myself that same question, what would the older Dave tell the younger Dave? Stay focused. You know what I'm saying? I am and still learning today to be one of them type of guys that just like I need to be able to focus on one thing. I'm too interested in stuff.
You want to have your hands like
like
an octopus. You want to be in everything, but you know.
And I'll be like, when I master something, I'll be like, you know what? I did that. Let me learn this now because I got that. And it's like I need to still put more into that. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's where I go wrong at in a lot of areas, but I recognize that now. And you know what I'm saying? That's where I can start creating a solution. Because now I can feel myself getting to that point and be like, no, stay focused. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of times, man, we have a lot of great ideas, but then we want to try to have our hands in everything. You can't never, focus on one thing if you got your hands in everything. So, you know, first and foremost, man, you got to stay focused on what you're really trying to accomplish. What's the end goal? So whatever you're trying to do, you need to stay focused on that. You can't just like cleaning up a room.
Right.
You know, you plan to clean up the room, but you're starting over here. Now you're over here, but you never finished up over there. So now you got to backtrack. So now you know the best thing to do, man. Hey, let's work the clock. Let's work clockwise, counterclockwise. And so, you know, sometimes we got to stay focused on the prize and what's the end goal, and just shoot for the stars, man. And don't never give up, man. It's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna try to shoot down your dreams, say this and that ain't gonna work. But the same people shooting down your dreams is the same people ain't got no vision. Yeah. So you got to always stay focused. You know, it's just like with me, man. You know, I hear your story about your dad. You know, one thing about me, man, I always been a person that persevered through adversity. You know, man is measured by the adversity that he overcome. You know, I lost my dad at the age of 10, so I really never got to feel that father-son relationship. So when I was coming up through the boys club before they converted to the Boys and Girls Club in 1984, all the men there, they was like father figures, you know. And then I lost my mom, you know, on Mother's Day, you know. So I lost my mom at the age of 28. You know, a lot of times, you know, we lose loved ones in our life, man, and we use that as a crutch. We try to use that as a crutch, or, you know, oh, if I had this and this and this, well, whatever you had designed for you, whatever God had designed for you, you're going to get, but you got to stay on course and you got to want it, whether they was here or not. Yeah. What you choose to do, and how you choose to do is going to make you who you are today. You know, like, you got a beautiful thing here today. You know, you got something going on. You doing good. You know, I see the podcast. I like what you're doing, but you got to stay focused and remain on course. It's just like anything in life, man. It's like even me working with my clothing brand and stuff like that. I got to stay focused because you don't got faith and you give up, it ain't going to work for you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. One thing I can definitely say is I never allowed me not knowing my father to ever get in the way of anything I've ever done. I can honestly say that wholeheartedly. Like I've never allowed that. I never blamed it. Because for one, I can't compare it to anything. I can't compare it to having them to the person I have. So it was never an experience for me. So it's something that I can't even speak of. So you know what I'm saying? I don't have to get too far in that, but yeah, respect, man. So speaking about the mud, you got to get it out the mud brand going on.
Yeah.
I see you had to get it out the mud party, and I hate I missed it. I had a photo shoot that day, but it was all good, man. I support all the time, but give me a little background, man. What get it out the mud mean?
Well, get it out the mud mean, you know, you can ask the average person what get it out the mud mean, and they gonna say get it how you live. But my get it out the mud is not get it how you live. You know, my mud stands for motivation, urge, drive, and determination. You know, that's anything in life. You know, Nike tell us to just do it, but how could you do anything if you don't got the motivation, urge, drive, and determination? Something motivates everybody every day to do what they do on a daily basis. I don't care what it is, you know, to get up and go to work every day, to get up and get on that block and hustle. You know, they motivated. Some motivates us all, but you know, originally started with me when I was locked down. You know, I was incarcerated before, man, and you know, I was just doing dead time, man. You know, I was in there, you know, I caught a case, man. I was getting money in the streets, and you know, I was just doing dead time while I was there. But it was young guys up under me. They had an opportunity to go to like boot camp to get out early. They had, you know, boot camp for the young men to get out early. So, you know, me knowing that these young men had an opportunity to get out early, I wanted to take the time out, you know, to start preparing them before they got there. You don't start something, you don't wait till you get to the place to start it. You start preparing yourself before you even get there. It's just like a job interview. You don't wait there. You don't do the research on the job when you get there for the interview. You do the research ahead of time, so when you go in the interview, you can be articulate and understand. You know, be able to talk about you know, the company, the business, and your position. So you know, it was young guys in there, man. I used to tell the young mans, I'm gonna get y'all up every day, man. I'm doing dead time, but y'all got an opportunity to get out of it early, man. So I'm gonna get y'all up every day. So I used to get the young guys up every day and used to work them out, stuff like that, man. Mm-hmm. And, you know, a lot of guys, some of the guys, they would get up every day faithfully. They would work out. Then you have some guys, they fall off to the wayside. You know, the ones that fell off to the wayside, that already told me, that was an indicator. I know when they get to this boot camp, these guys ain't gonna make it. So, you know, when I should always say we about to get up, it's time to get up and get it out the mud. So, you know, when I got out, you know, I should go to work out in the gym. People like, yeah, DB, I see you getting it in. I said, no, we all getting it in. We getting it up out the mud. Right. Because, you know, then so every time they saw me, they like, man, you know, we getting it up out the mud. So, you know, that's, so, you know, I came up with, I said, man, you know, I'm going to come up with me a brand, you know, called Get It Out the Mud. And I wanted to represent, you know, a person really, you know, working to get it out the mud. So like when people first look at the logo, they think of weight room, but it's deeper than that. You know, sometimes feel like you carrying the weight of the world on your back because so many people depend on you. Or you look at the mud as a community, the crab and the barrel, people always gonna try to bring you down. But this is just you, this is a representation of you uplifting yourself out that situation. So, you know, this is how I really came up with it. So, you know, it's really the application of life. You got to think about this, man. You know, you could be a drug addict. You could be an alcoholic. You can go to all the AA counselors. You can go to all the 12-step programs. All they going to do is tell you how drugs and alcohol alters the brain, how it messes up the body. But until you get sick and tired of being an alcoholic and junkie, and you lose your motivation, urge, drive, and determination to be who that person is, that you know that's really not you. When you lose your motivation, urge, drive, and determination, and you want to stop being that junkie or the alcoholic, you're gonna put that bottle down. You're gonna put that needle down. So it's everything that we do in life, man. It's everything. So motivation really is to inspire others, right? So when I thought about it, I had to think deep. It was really an application for me, but I wanted everybody to be able to relate to it. On all levels, whether it didn't matter about your ethnicity, your age, or your gender, everybody gonna be able to relate to getting it out the mud. So the M stands for motivation. We all know what motivation is. Motivation really is to inspire others.
Motivation, my favorite word.
Yeah, then once you get that motivation, you got that urge. That got that urge. I got that urge in me. So urge is where your passion meets your destiny. Exactly. Then once you get that urge, man, you start developing that drive. Drive is where you push people beyond limits because we know people that get content, complacent, comfortable, they get stagnant in life. Some people need a pat on the back, words of encouragement, somebody just to lead them in the right direction. The determination is won't stop, don't stop. We was born ready. So whatever it takes us to get to where we try to get in life, that's what we're willing to do. So when that man next to you talking about it's too cold or it's too hot to go outside and work today, there's somebody else out there getting it out the mud. So what I tell people, it's all kind of mud. You either getting it out the mud, you stuck in the mud, you getting drugged through the mud, or you might just need a helping hand to get out the mud. But when the mighty creator calls us all home, where you think we going back into? Going back into the mud. So however you look at it, it's a muddy situation. This is how I really came up with it.
That's dope. That's dope, man. Hey, them bars too, man. Like 100, man. Like that's information for your soul, for sure, right there. So yeah, that's dope, man. I definitely got me some mug gear. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love to support. Like that's what information for your soul is. It's supporting. It's what I'm saying, giving, helping. I ain't gonna even say giving because I ain't giving nobody nothing. It's basically just creating another outlet to allow people to just spread the word, man, because information travels fast and you can absorb it, you can inhale it, you can breathe it, but if you don't use it, it don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like information is something that just transfers. If what you do with that information is the whole the outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody could tell you anything, but if you don't, what they say, pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? Because you reach one, teach one. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. To me, that's what information is. Like I'm working in warehouses, like you know what I'm saying. You learn these equipment, you can't unlearn it. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that you can always take with you anywhere and everywhere.
The most important thing about information, man, is for you to share information. Because everything you get, you can give a person information, but they ain't going to utilize it in the right way. They might just want the intel, but they ain't going to use it. Just something to have in their archive, to have on their repertoire. Like,
remember
hey,
man, the game telephone? Huh? Remember the game telephone? Where you tell somebody something? Go around the room.
Yeah, they going to switch it up.
That's how
by the time you get to the next person, the whole story going to be switched up, man. But, when you use people, man, you don't use people, you utilize people. Information is everything. A lot of people, they don't want to share the information, but, it's just like an ingredient, man. People like, hey, man, if I give you this ingredient, man, I'm going to have to kill you.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want your legacy to go pass on? Because if you give somebody an ingredient and they master it, they gonna keep your name in vain. You know what I mean? They gonna keep you in vain. But information is the key to everything, man.
That's for sure, man. That's for sure. Should I know you be working with kids, and you know what I'm saying. So it ain't just the younger cast that's like what I'm saying within that's you've been coming up with. It's young cats that you getting to know still. You know what I'm saying? That's going through situations and you mentoring and you know what I'm saying, building them up just like you help, you know what I'm saying, so many others.
Yeah.
So what's your mission and your motivation on that?
Well, my mission and motivation really is try to help, these young men, because we all know, man, a lot of these young men is fatherless. A lot of us, like myself and yourself, we grew up without fathers. Mm-hmm. So my mission really, man, is to give them something that I ain't never had, never had growing up, even though, I had other people that mentored me. They might not have them mentors, especially in today's society influenced by all the wrong things, social media, peer pressure, So I want to just give them something that I ain't never had, and just let them know, man, there's people out here that done been through that struggle. We done we done did the time for y'all already. We done been through that struggle. So I want to give them the game. I want to give them the game. Say, man, you can do whatever you want to do in life, but it starts now. But you got to make some changes.
Right.
And one thing about change, man, people is real reluctant to change.
Yeah.
But we know change happen every day. It happen on the workforce, man. Every day ain't gonna be the same. Life is a process, and our body changes every day. Nothing remains the same.
Man, I got a saying that say, don't get used to nothing because everything is subject to change at any moment.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know what today gonna bring. You just gotta wake up with that blank canvas and just be ready to draw on it, whatever it is that you gonna come across. You know what I'm saying? Because yesterday could be bad. Today gonna make it better. Tomorrow can be greater.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about how you take it. You know what I'm saying? We gotta basically take care of ourselves. Like I was saying, we first started talking. Like, what you gonna do if you ain't good?
Right. You can't help nobody unless you help yourself. I guess just like a relationship, how you gonna make somebody else happy when you ain't happy with who you are? You know what I mean?
Charlemagne God said it the best. He say, "Hurt people hurt people."
That's what they do. I want you to feel what I feel. If you feel what I feel, I'm good. People that's hurt, they gonna hurt others because they want them to feel what they feel. But the one thing about life, man, instead of trying to hurt people, you should be trying to elevate people. Like for myself, man, I don't do this just for me. I do it for the mass. I want to be an inspiration to others. I want to be, as I'm going up the elevator, I want to elevate people too, man.
Absolutely.
I don't want to, me to be up here and you down here. I want us all to elevate. It ain't that much room at the top.
Right.
The crab in the bed. It's a lot of room down below, but it ain't that many people up top, man.
Right.
So I'm trying to get up top so I can, as I'm going up that elevator, man, I can elevate people along the way, man. So that's the whole mission in life, man. It's not about yourself, man. I think a lot of times we get too drawn up about our own self, but some of us got it good, better than others. So why wouldn't you want to help the next man and try to elevate him? It's just like me working with these kids. Whatever I pour into them as they get older, right? Mm-hmm. They gonna pour into other kids, So it goes on. It's a cycle, and we gotta break that cycle, But it starts with us. It starts with the older generation. Try to pour these seeds into them, and don't ever think that your work is going unnoticed because just because you ain't around them, that don't mean they ain't speaking about some of the things that you have shared and try to instill in them along the way. The greatest gratification for me is when I see these young men out in the street. I see these young men working at McDonald's, and they proud, they happy, they like, man, I've been through this throughout the course of my life, man. I done went to jail, but when I was in jail, man, it always resonated with me, everything that you was telling me.
Yeah.
And I see it now.
Yeah.
And they be grateful just to, being a person of present, man. So that's the greatest gratification I can ever get, is seeing these young men changing their life, doing something positive. And I'm quite sure that whatever I poured into them, they pouring it into somebody else. Yeah. And then they gonna pour it into somebody else. So it's like we breaking the cycle. We may not see it, but believe it, it's been with the work.
I know. We was talking and you had told me about the one guy that gave the shout out.
Yeah, Calvin Rayford.
Yeah.
Give a shout out to my boy Calvin Rayford. He was on the podcast, and he brought my name up about some of the tougher people that he had to play against, and he brought my name in the mix. But back then, I was just trying to make him, a better player. Making him tougher. Because I saw that he had the gift.
Yeah.
He had the talent, but he just needed other people to push him because he was so good at that time.
Right.
He was so good. He was ahead of his time, but it was other people before him that he didn't know that just as tough as him, that looked forward to this kind of stuff, that lived to compete.
Yeah.
And so my thing is, I want to push him.
Okay.
So that I got to pay homage to him, man, because whatever transpired along the way throughout our career, it helped him be a better person. It helped him. So when he went to these camps, he was dominating them. He done saw this. I done saw this show many a time. I done played against guys way tougher than y'all. So now this is like taking candy from the baby.
Right, and that's exactly why I brought that up because that's like one of them moments where it's like, man, you know, you knew what you was doing at that time, but that was the payment for you right there.
Right.
For somebody else to ask him something, and you happen to be one of his first memories. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to be for a lot of young people, and I know a lot of young cats that you know what I'm saying definitely respect the motion and what I got going on, and when I come around, it's all love.
Yeah.
It's good to see the young, you know, because when I was young, man, you know, y'all was our OGs. Man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We always hung around good energy.
Right.
So getting older now and being good energy for other younger people, man, it's dope. I ain't gonna lie, it feels good. I ain't mad when cats call me OG at the time right now.
Well, man,
I don't feel like I'm no OG right now.
Yeah, but you gotta embrace that, bro. You gotta embrace
absolutely.
that role because you ain't the 18, 19, 20 year old. You know, 30
don't
year
wanna
old.
be.
You
don't
know what I'm
be
saying?
Like, I tell everybody, motherfuckers like, man, I wish I could be 20. No, I don't want to be 20 again.
No, you're a little more seasoned now.
Yeah.
You're more seasoned now. The 20-year-old man was doing 20-year-old things. You know, you don't do when you're in your 30s, you don't do 20-year-old things. When you're 40, you don't do 30-year-old things. When you're 50, you don't do 40-year-old things. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. So this humbug question, because like for me, as I got older, I feel like things got better. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like my 20s was fun.
Yeah.
My 30s was, in my mind, amazing. And I loved my 30s. And now I'm only 41 now. I'm gonna be 42, but like I don't know, I really ain't grasped 40 yet, but I know for me it's been getting better.
Yeah.
How was it for you?
Well, you know, just like you said, man, when I was in 20s, man, you know, I always had that mind frame. I always had a vision. I always was a person that said, once I get this age, hopefully I'll have this accomplished in my life. So I always set goals. But, you know, sometimes sometimes you want to set the goal higher.
Okay.
Even though you might not get there, you're gonna push hard to get there. So in my 20s, man, you know, just feeling your way through life. You know, a lot of partying. You know, kicking it out at the clubs. You know, having a lot of females. You know, stuff like that, man. So you just feeling your way through life. You know, but as you start getting your 30s and stuff, you know, you start to get a little more seasoned, a little more. You know, you're still doing some of the 20-year-old stuff, but you're starting to get a little more focused. You know. Then when I got into my 40s, man, you know, you really start, you know, honing your craft. You really start really honing your craft. You just getting that tunnel vision. You getting tunnel vision. I'm getting more focused. Now that I'm in my 50s, man, I feel like I'm seasoned. So whatever I put my mind to, I know I'm gonna get it done because I done took all these other years that manifested, and now I'm in my 50s. And I took everything I learned in my 20s, 30s, and 40s, and I'm putting it all together like an ingredient. I'm throwing it in the oven. I'm throwing it in the oven like a cake. And it's coming out back. It's coming out. It's coming out real nice and fluffy and real moist. So
been mixing.
Whip it real good. whip it real good. So you know.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead. So now that I'm in my 50s, man, you know, it seemed like everything that you think, you know, I never thought about getting it out the mud. Me having a clothing line at the age of 50, man.
Right.
But you know, you never know what the man above got in store for you, you know. And so, man, just to see it coming into fruition, you know, one of the toughest questions that ever got proposed to me is like, DB, how do you feel about when you see all these people got that get it out the mud? And I'm going to just be honest with you. Till this day, I still don't have an answer because I feel I haven't made it yet. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm putting a stain out here, but I ain't made it yet. I ain't made it yet. When I make it, maybe I'll be able to answer that question, you know, because I see a lot of people with it. I feel good, but I don't know how to really answer that question, you know. So that's one of the toughest questions that ever was proposed to me. I think when I make it, man, and I really make it, you know, I might be able to answer that question that people ask.
I think, this is my opinion, I think with the mentality that you have, I don't think you will ever feel like you made it.
Right.
All right, so see you drinking on something here. What's that?
Man, this is some Invigorate water, man. You know, pH, probably like pH 9, you know, purified water, got the electrolytes in there. You know, one of my home girls, you know, this is her water, you know, this is her brand called Invigorate, you know.
Okay.
So she's local here, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and tastes pretty refreshing, man. Pretty crispy, refreshing. So just want to send a shout out to her, for starting her brand and stuff. Really just focus, like we said, being focused.
Okay.
And carrying out her vision. I remember her telling me about it, talking about it, but making it come into fruition.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this is a water.
What's her name?
Anitra Hunt.
Anitra Hunt. Shout out to Anitra Hunt for the Invigorate water.
Invigorate, you see it?
I'm gonna have to give me some of that. I definitely love water, man. I got one of those. It ain't the Culligan, man, but it's that purified water in the 5-gallon jug.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, 3 o'clock in the morning.
This tastes real refreshing.
Man, one of them long nights.
Man, ain't nothing like having some good water, ain't it?
Woo! I got a cup. I got a little plastic cup. I keep it on top of there.
Ain't nothing like having no good water, man. You really don't know. You really don't know how much you appreciate water, man, till you really thirsty, man. You got that good cold water, man.
For real.
Oh man, ain't nothing like it, man.
And you for me, I can feel it all in my fingers. Like when I'm thirsty and I get that good.
Man, that good water,
man,
coming down that system real nice and smooth.
Hey, my job at the ice machine with fresh ice, man. It's addictive.
Yeah.
Oh man, you drink some water on top of that ice.
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, but yeah. So November 11th, Cigar and Roses, the Oasis, with Mr. Get It Out the Mud for the B-Day. Cigar and Roses party. What's this, the 4th annual?
Oh, this is 10th.
Oh, 10th annual.
Yeah,
look, I'm way behind, but yeah.
10th annual.
Yeah. 10th annual Cigar and Roses birthday badge. Get It Out the Mud badge. Best believe IFYS, Information for Your Soul, will definitely be in the building. And yeah, man, 10th annual, decade, milestone, however you want to call it, man.
Right.
Give me that background, man. What made you start doing cigars and roses?
Well, man, one thing about me, man, I try to put on for my city, man. I try to put on for the 414 Milltown. What really made me come up with it, man, is just throughout the course of the years, man, we go through so much, man, as far as relationships, jobs, health, losing loved ones and stuff. So when I first had the party, I got to give a shout out to my guy, Will Way, because he kind of really encouraged me
shout out Will Way.
Continue to have it, So when I did it the first year, it was a success. So, I started out, Cigar Rose. I wanted to, show appreciation for everybody that came out to support me. So I wanted to give the ladies roses, and I wanted to give the guys cigars, and then, just set out all the food and stuff for the people, man. It was a big success the first year. People looked forward to it because it gave us that great ambiance of people. Everybody dressed to the nines and stuff like that.
And what woman don't want to roll?
Oh man, and what man don't want to smoke a cigar if he really smoking?
If you really smoke, I know some cigar smokers. I know every time I see you in the club, you got your doobie.
I'm puffing, man. So man, I just kept rolling with it, man. And after years went on, man, it's been successful. And people bring it up to me before I even get ready to put it out. Man, it's your birthday coming up, man. So I really want to do it for the city to bring all us together, man. Because a lot of times we meet up at the wrong places, man. We always meeting up at funeral homes, repasts, and the common thing what everybody got in common is like when you at these repasts and you funeral, the first thing they gonna say, man, we gotta stop meeting up like this.
I ain't seen you in a long time.
Right.
I ain't saw you since the last funeral.
Right. So I want to create an environment where it doesn't have to be a repast. It's a celebration. Just a celebration of life. It's not for me, man. It's for us, man. Anything I do that got to do with the people, the community, the mass, it's for us, man. It ain't just for me, man. It's for us because we need that outlet, man. We need that outlet. A lot of us, career-minded, people, hard-working people, we go to work every day, and we make money for all these clothes, but we really have nowhere to wear them, man. We got to go to another state and spend our money in another state when we could just, keep our money right here in the city. And we do got black businesses. They got nice, sexy clubs, But, a lot of times people frown on it because of the location and areas. But, since I've been having them, it don't matter where I had it. It's always been successful. and then it's always been a great crowd of people, you know, professional people, man. So that's what really made me do it, man, just to bring the city together, you know, and bring us all together, man, you know, just for a good night of fun, man, some adult fun, grown and sexy, you know, to see the young ladies looking good, the man's looking handsome, you know, everybody dressed and looking real dapper, you know. Most thing they gonna do is fight over who gonna buy the drink, man. That's the kind of crowd I like. We fighting over who gonna buy this drink.
Hey, for real.
You know, we ain't asking how much it costs. We want to know, who, man, I got this. No, I got this. You know,
exactly.
That's a good fight when you fight over who gonna bite it. You know, who gonna buy it.
Exactly. You get this one, I get the next one.
Right.
That's how I go. You buy the first round, I buy the second round.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's love, man. Well, November 11th, 2022. Don't miss it.
November 11th, you know, we got the 10th annual Cigar Roses. It's going to be held at Oasis, 3120 West Villard. You know, the doors open at 8. You know, music by DJ Bell, hosted by Earl Stokes. Food catered by Soul to Soul Will Teague, man. We trying to come out there, man, and rep for the city, man, and have some adult fun, man, and just love and enjoy each other, man, you know, because a lot of us, man, we got more days behind than we got left ahead, man. I'm just trying to create memories for us, you know, because when I'm dead and gone, man, I just want a person to remember me by my character, my integrity. Like, this man really tried to put on for a city, man. He really had genuine love for everybody that he came in contact with, man. You know what I mean?
I love it, man. I'm gonna definitely be in the building for sure.
And if you want to hit me up, you know, hit me up at 414-394-4388. But before we close this show out, man, with information for your soul, man, I want to bless the man on the mic, my guy Dave, man, LBC. You know, with some mud, man. You know, right now,
that's
man.
For me. I thought she was bringing that because it go with the gear.
Oh no, man. You know, man, I gotta bless the man behind the mic, man. So you know, I want to bless my guy. You know, man, continue to have that motivation, urge, drive, and determination to do what you're doing, brother. I salute you, King, and I appreciate everything you're doing, man.
My man,
ain't nothing but love.
Love you, bro.
You already know it. 414, get it out the mud.
We out. For your soul, baby.
Your soul, baby.
Nelson's Originals.
Get it out the mud.
Get it out the mud. 1 million.
We're out.
Ha ha.